Today we are going to study service innovation. Today we are going to study service innovation. Service innovation we can relate to new product development. So new product development we have learned in the marketing management. In the service marketing we have service innovation. It is like new service innovation, new product development, new service development. So in the product development we have seen a lot of different types of products can be developed, like new to the world products, totally new products, new product lines, then product line extensions, then improvements and revision to the existing products, then repositioning, then cost reduction. So these are the different types of new product developments that we can do. Now we have to focus on new service development. So I just mentioned this new product development because we have to relate. Sometimes we cannot, some people cannot able to relate what do you mean by service innovation. So I related this point because to know that we have already learned, already discussed similar kind of uh, topic, so it will be easy for you to understand service innovation. You can relate whatever I am saying today to the new product development. If you relate, then you will better understand. Service innovation is will be of two types. Service innovation is of two types: major introduction and minor style changes. So some service innovation, they are major introduction, but very few services you will find they are totally new, because most of the services they already we have discovered. So only few services you will find they are totally new to the world, they are major introduction to the world. And and most of the services are their minor service introduction or minor style changes. Major innovation are new services for the market and they are not yet defined. Major innovations are totally new to the world, or totally new services that we are going to see, and they are not defined. Now we will see lot of different types of service innovation. Those service innovation we have categorized into 6 to 7 categories. Whatever service innovation we have categorized into 6 to service categories or types or groups. So service innovation we can say service innovation is of uh, different types, like 6 to 7 types we are going to study. Major innovations or radical innovation, just I said that, like we have totally new services to the world. So when television broadcasting services are introduced in the world, they are totally new. Nobody before that they have seen such a television broadcast services. So from one place to another place, we can live telecast uh, the news or the sports or anything. So that broadcast television services, when they were launched at the in the for the first time, so they are called as major innovation. Major innovation are new services for the markets and they are not yet defined. Federal Express nationwide overnight small package delivery. So Federal Express, FedEx, you might have heard this name. This is very big. This is very big brand. FedEx, they started overnight courier delivery or package delivery. So within one day, they were providing courier. So some of the advertisement I have collected, they are on the slides. You can see on the screen. Flying Tigers Flying Tigers delivers 40 years of worldwide experience to Federal Express overnight. In a second advertisement, they are saying, now you know which one came first. Is it a FedEx or chicken? Then because you know chicken, they rise early in the morning. So they are saying, they are relating that FedEx courier delivery you will get before the morning or in the morning. Then in the third advertisement, they are saying that absolutely positively overnight the story of Federal Express. So Federal Express, when they launch one day package delivery, courier delivery for the small packages, it was revolutionary. It was new to the world, and it was totally new services. Many innovations now and in future will evolve from information, computer, internet based technology. So you must be knowing that nowadays we are using computers, we are using softwares, we are using a lot of information like uh, data science, we are using data science, we are using business analytics, and we are using internet of things. So computer, internet, information, when we are using these advanced technologies, and when we are developing totally new service which were not available earlier, then we can say that they are major innovations or radical innovations, they are totally new innovation. Often these major innovations create brand new markets, so totally new market, they have a potential, these services have a potential to create totally new market. Now next is startup business. So you must be knowing India has lot of startup. Even in fact after the US and China, we are the third largest country who has maximum startup. So startup business consists of new services for a market already served by the existing products that meet the same needs. So startup business consists of new services for a market already served by existing products that meet the same needs. So you must be knowing we have a lot of startup like Paytm, we have MobiQuick, we have Cred, we have Ola Cab, different services we have, and these startup, they are providing new services, but they are not totally new, they are already provided by some other players, but not in the same way. Startup business, they provide the services in totally different way. So earlier we have to go to the bank uh, for opening saving account, opening current account. But if there is a service where we can online open the with the use of some process or some software, if we can immediately open the account online, then that is the totally new service, or that kind of startup can be a totally, you can say that totally new startup. Example, many new mobile phones application fit in this category. So all the mobile application, you can say they are new startup. Health maintenance organization to provide an alternative form of healthcare delivery. So like we have insurance services, and if they there are organization which are health maintenance organizations like insurance firms, and if they started providing alternate form of healthcare delivery, then also we can say it is a business, then it is called startup business services. Then online banking for financial transaction, door to door airport shuttle services that compete with the traditional taxi services. So we have taxi services, we have Ola, we have Uber, we have ordinary taxi services. But if there is a there is a startup who is providing taxi services only for the airport, from door to airport and from airport to door, so it is totally new service, or it is totally new startup. So like that examples we have. Then third is new services for the currently served market, new services for the currently served market. So you are providing particular services, and earlier the service which now you are going to provide, you were not providing that particular service in the past. So suppose ICICI Bank, they were not providing Paytm services. Okay, so mobile transaction services. So now if they started providing mobile transaction services, then you can say they are into this category, new services for the currently served market. uh, Suppose any educational institute, if they were providing regular courses, and if they start distance learning courses, if they start online courses, or if they start any training uh, workshops, some kind of training courses, then you can say that they are providing new services for currently served market. Example includes retailers adding a coffee bar or children's play area. So like big bazaar or D Mart, if they start adding coffee bar in their retail outlet, or children's play area in their retail outlet. Then health club or gym, they start, if they start offering nutritional classes. Airlines service offering phone and internet service during the flight. So in the flight it is not allowed to use phone and internet, but if the airline they if they make necessary changes in their plane aircraft, and if they allow you to use phone and internet, then you can say that they are new services. Sometimes they represent only modest enhancement services, like you can see the examples. It is just small addition to the services which they are already providing. Then there are some services like radically new standalone services, like you might have heard PetSmart. They have a retail stores, like we have Big Bazaar, D Mart, uh, uh, Aditya Birla More, Big Tata Big Bazaar, Tata's uh, Star Bazaar, or like that. They have a retail outlet for pets, and there they are not they are there they are selling, there they are selling accessories for the pet, and they are also selling pet. But the having providing pet hotels is totally new service they are providing. Like we have hotel for uh, people, human being. uh, pet smart has started pet hotels, where you can take your pet, and they may provide hospitality services. They may provide very good experience or service to that particular pet. Now, fourth is service line extension. Fourth type of service innovation is service line extension. Like product line, it is similar to product line extension. Most common type of service innovation. It is the most common type of service innovation. Addition to the existing service line. So already you are providing some services, and you are just adding some more services. Like restaurant adding new menu items. Like restaurant is already providing 100 dishes, and they have newly added 20 more dishes. So now that particular restaurant has 120 dishes. An airline offering new routes. Suppose uh, Southwest Airline or Air India, if they are providing services to, suppose, 50 routes, okay, all over the world. And if they added 10 more routes, so totally now they are providing services to the 60 destination or the 60 routes. So that is also considered as a service line extension of a law firm offering additional legal services. So a particular law firm, they initially they were offering only civil, they are taking only civil uh, cases, but now they also started taking criminal cases. So they have added some more legal services. University adding new degrees. So one particular university, suppose DY Patil University, they were providing MBA agriculture, and now they want to add medical and pharmacy degrees. So they can open medical college or pharmacy colleges, and they can start giving degree. Like Bharati Vidyapeeth, if they earlier not having medical or the pharmacy college, they can add and they can start giving such a degrees. Then service improvements. Service Next type of service innovation is service improvement. Changes in the features of the service already offered might involve faster execution of the service, extended hours of the services, or augmentation. So in service improvement, you can change features of the services. Like if the service delivery is slow, you can make it faster. Like Domino's Pizza, they gave the guarantee that within 30 minutes we will deliver the pizza. Amazon is also working on 4 hours delivery or delivery on the same day. Extended hours of services. Sometimes, suppose the that particular retail outlet is providing services for the till 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. in the evening or in the night, but they extended that time to 12 p.m. or 11 p.m. So again, that is We know that NEFT, earlier NEFT was allowed only till 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock, but nowadays we can do NEFT 24 by 7, so extended hours of services. Example what they have given is a hotel room. They if they add wireless internet connection to their services, it is called service improvement. Now, six, style changes. Modest, it is the modest service innovation, like small a change we have to make. It is highly visible and can have significant effects on the customer perception, emotions and attitude. This most of the service innovation you will find the style changes. They will come under the category style changes, like changing the color scheme of the restaurant, revising the logo, redesigning the website, painting the aircraft a different color, all represent style changes. So style changes is the easiest way of modifying the services or innovating the services. Innovating around customer roles. So you might be knowing Netflix. You might have heard Netflix. Earlier what you we used to earlier what customer used to go earlier what customer used to do. Customer used to visit Netflix retail outlet. Then they used to purchase CD or DVD on rent, and they used to watch and they used to return back. Then they started providing mail services. You just have to order. They will provide that particular CD or DVD to your doorstep. And after that, they started providing movies through internet. You have to purchase internet connection. You have to purchase some equipments like Xbox 360, PS3, Y. Such equipments, if you purchase, they can stream movies directly to your TV. Again, now they have come up with the OTT platform. So the movie watching at the home is not changed, but but the role of the consumer has changed. Like if the role of the consumer is changing, like we have different roles for the consumer. Like we have a user, we have a buyer, we or payer. So uh, when the role of the consumer is changing, then such a type of services will come under this category. So customer plays a role of user, buyer or payer that is paying for the that particular service. In a service context, new services can result when the previous role is redefined. So when there is a role change in customer, then also we can say that there is a service innovation. Innovation through service solution. Many organizations realize that customers are not looking for one standalone product or service, but rather innovative solutions to their problems. So we are discussing eighth type of category, innovation through service solution. So uh, customer nowadays, they don't want product, or they don't want just product, or just don't want services. They want complete solution. They want 100% solution to their problems. So they not bother about whether you are going to give product or whether you are going to give service or anything else. They want complete solution to their problems, and they are ready to pay for that. So many organization realize that customers are not looking for one stand-alone product or service, but rather innovative solution to their problems. Traditionally, we thought that solutions are the bundles of goods and services, but rather now it is thought that they are sets of customer-facing processes. So earlier, we used to think that services are nothing but they are bundles of the goods or bundles of particular services. But nowadays, uh, we have understood that services are nothing but the processes, and process will happen one after the other. So, process, how we are developing process, like first of all, we understand the customer requirement and we define it clearly. Then we do customization, integration of goods and services. We decide how that problem should be solved. Then we deploy integrated solution. We try to provide a good solution for that particular problem, how to solve that particular problem. And also we if any problem occurs, we also provide post sale service or maintenance service, repair service. So post deployment customer support also we need to provide. So while providing solution, we have to understand that services are basically processes. Lance Betancourt suggests understanding customer problems and the jobs customers are trying to get done, then developing solution. understanding customer problems and jobs customers are trying to get done, then deploying solution. So normally what happens, we have to try to understand customer problem, then we have to identify how customer is trying to solve that particular problem, and then we have to come up with the solution. So solving that one particular problem, what customer is normally do, what customer normally do, that we have to observe, we have to understand, and we have to find out better solution so that that problem should get solved, and then we have to present the solution. So nowadays services are considered as a customer activity chain. Services now are considered as customer activity chain. They are processes, they are customer activities which customer is doing one after the another. Example, Kotak Gallery. Kotak Gallery offers all kinds of services online to enhance customer sharing of memories through photography. So Kotak Gallery, if you see, there are videos on the YouTube how to use Kotak Gallery. Kotak Gallery concept is very simple concept. Like you have a lot of photographs. You have your all the photographs. You have to upload those photographs, and you have to use Kotak Gallery software which is available on online, and that software will uh, uh, automatically identify dates of that particular photographs. So they will arrange that all the photographs as per the date and time, and also they will prepare one particular album. That particular album may have different options, like the arrangement of photos, then size of the photos, shape of the photos, lot of different options we have, and they will automatically arrange the photographs in that particular album as per the size of the photograph, resolution of the photograph. So that is the and that album you can easily download from there, or you have to pay for that. So this kind of services Kotak has provided. So Kotak has not provided just goods or service. They have not provided one album, or they have not provided the consulting services how to prepare album, but they have given that particular customer total solution. So while providing solution, we have to sit with the customer, we have to talk to the customer, we have to find out where are the pain problems, and as per those problems we have to find out solution. In B2B context, this often translates into company moving away from their traditional product offering into activities such as business process outsourcing, consulting, and managed services. So in B2B services, in B2B marketing, or in industrial marketing, normally firms, they try to they try to do outsource, they try to outsource the businesses, or they try to get services from the other companies perform. They may do consulting, they may do outsourcing, they may do management of services for other firms in B2B marketing. Example is Xerox. Normally Xerox, we know, Xerox company, we know, they will provide printer and Xerox machine, photocopy machine, but nowadays they are entered into document management service. So they are doing document management, they are providing document management services for organization. So whatever documents that particular organization has, they can be photocopied, or they can be scanned, they can be arranged, they can be kept in one particular place, and that all the documents can be accessible by one particular employee within fraction of second. So this type of document management services are provided by the Xerox. So traditionally they were just manufacturing equipments, but now they are also into providing services of document management, whereby it can take over the management of all documents, digital and paper, within an organization. Many technology companies have partnered with or purchased service business. Many technology companies have partnered with or purchased service businesses. So as we are saying that companies are trying to provide not only goods and services, but they are trying to provide total solution. So IBM has to provide the total solution. IBM has provided PwC, Price Waterhouse Cooper. HP has purchased EDS company. Dell has purchased Parrot company. So that these companies are helping them to provide complete solution. So this was the last category of service innovation. Then there are important consideration for the service innovation. So what are the important consideration for the service innovation? Service innovation involve customers and employees. As we are saying that customers are part of the services, employees are the parts of this part of the services. Employee delivers the employee delivers services. So it is the mood, emotion which will decide the performance of that particular employee and the quality of that particular service. Customer also, if you go to doctor and if you cannot able to tell what is the sign and symptoms, what is happening, what is going wrong, what went wrong, so a doctor cannot able to find out right problem, and he cannot able to provide you right treatment. So customers are also part of the services. So we have to involve customer and employees in service innovation, because they have a lot of things to contribute. They are the ones who can contribute a lot, because employee understand capacity of the company, problems at the company, strengths of the company, weakness of the company, and employee also understand expectation, needs, wants, desire of the customer. Customer can suggest what he exactly want. So both customer and employee, they have a big role to play in service innovation. Employees are close to the customers and they can be very helpful in identifying customer needs. So employee can identify the customer need, and it will be beneficial for the service innovation. Employee can identify the organizational issues and problems. So employee is in better condition to identify issues and problems of the organization, capacity of the organization, capability of the organization, strengths, weaknesses of the organization, and then the employee can suggest for the service innovation. Customer can give a lot of suggestion for the in service innovation. There is an example like Bank of America. They are actively involved in the service innovation, and they have a branch at Atlanta. In the Atlanta branch, they are regular branch, but they have modified this branch for the experiment purposes, and the customers who take the services from Bank of America Atlanta branch, some experiments always, they keep on experiment on 2 3 branches which they have at the Atlanta. So here they are using live branches for the research purpose, survey purpose, experimentation purpose. Then Mayo Clinic has 3 campuses, out of which one campus, that is at the Rochester. Mayo Clinic is a big hospital, and it is no profit no loss type of hospital, which is giving very good service like 5-star services. And they have 3 campus, out of which there is a one campus is at Rochester, and that campus is providing you is used for the experiment purpose, and patients and doctors the different experiments are done for regarding services, providing services to the customer, and patients and doctors are involved in that particular experiment. Then design thinking. So we are discussing important consideration. So first, customer and employee involvement. We have studied, we have seen 2 examples: Bank of America, how they are using their branches. Mayo Clinic is also how they are using their one of the 3 campuses, and they are involving their customers, their employees over there for the experimenting, innovating new services. Then second is design thinking. Design thinking is all the elements, all the factors you have to take into consideration, you have to see careful, you have to work on that to provide, to come up with the new service innovation. Services engage a number of people, processes, and tangible elements. So in services, people are important, processes are important, tangible elements are also important. So all elements we have to think, and we have to design one good process We have to come up with the innovative process by changing the all the elements that we have in that particular process, and we have to consider all the elements. We do not have to leave even a single element. So people, process, tangible elements, lot of things are there, like employees, customers, subcontractors, technology, equipment, physical spaces are need to be considered while designing new service. Service design aims to ensure service interfaces are useful, usable, and desirable from client's point of view, and efficient and distinctive from the supplier's point of view. So both should in service design, we have to ensure that new services which we are going to design, that should be beneficial for the customer also, and that should be beneficial for the manufacturer or company also. And for the customer, that service interface, the how they service, they are getting the service, that interface should be useful, usable, desirable. So like nowadays a lot of services we are getting through mobile apps, so that is also very good service innovation design. It is very good example of service innovation using service design. So interface should be useful, usable, and desirable for the customer, and it should be effective, distinctive, and efficient for the supplier or the company. Then design thinking is considered as one of the top 10 priority in the research area in the future. So design thinking is very important. It is top 10 priority for the industry. And there are some firms who are into design thinking, like design firm IDEO in US, engine service design in UK, live work in the UK. Then in design thinking we have to work on five principles, like if you are innovating services through design, they should be, services should be new services should be user centered, customer centric, co-creative including all the stakeholders, sequencing, proper sequence should be there. Then evidencing, tangible, if you can able to visualize, if you can make it tangible as more as possible, then it will be good. Then holistic, uh, all the factors should be considered there. So in user center, services should be experienced and designed through the customer's eye. So customer should, we should design new services, and these services should be customer centric. They should solve the needs of the customer. Then co-creative, all stakeholders should be included in the service design process. Then sequencing, service should be visualized as a sequence of interrelated actions. So we should able to understand the sequence of that particular process or the service, then only we can able to design properly. Then evidence, tangible services should be visualized in terms of physical artifacts. So something should be tangible in that particular service. If it is more tangible, that particular service, it's more good. Then holistic, the entire environment of a service should be considered. So all the environmental factors should be considered. Service designers who adhere to these principles are engaged visualizing, formulating, and choreographing solutions that are not yet available. Service designers who adhere to these principles are engaged visualizing, formulating, and choreographing solutions that are not yet available. So if you are using these five principles in the design thinking, you can able to easily visualize, formulate, and choreograph the new services. Now challenges of service innovation and design. So services are difficult to describe and communicate, so they are difficult to innovate. Services are difficult to describe, difficult to communicate, so difficult to innovate. So we can innovate something which we can see. Okay, if I want to innovate a smartphone, if I want to if now the smartphones are compatible for 4G. If I want to innovate smartphone which is compatible for the 5G and 6G, so I know how smartphone works, and I can work on that. But services are not like that. Services are intangible. They even people cannot able to describe services. If even people cannot able to communicate services, so you can think how difficult, how challenging it is to innovate these services. We can innovate, we can innovate easily what we can see. And even it is very difficult to innovate a smartphone, laptop, or TV, or consumer durable products, or FMCG products. It is very difficult to innovate, do some kind of innovation in that. So you can imagine how challenging it is to innovate services, because services are intangible, they are difficult to describe, and they are difficult to communicate. So something which is difficult to see, difficult to describe, difficult to communicate, how challenging it is to innovate such a things. So services are very challenging to innovate and design. Services are processes intangible, such as hospital stay. So how you are going to innovate hospital stay when it is not easily communicated, described, or we cannot see that particular stay, benefits out of that particular stay. Golf lesson, how you are going to innovate golf lesson. NBA basketball game, so how you are going to innovate NBA basketball game training or the competitions. How you are going to innovate sophisticated information technology consulting services. So how you are going to innovate consulting services. So these are way, for listening it seems very simple, but actually when you go for the service innovation, it's very difficult to innovate, because what exactly we have to innovate, for that we need lot of understanding. We need to talk to the customer, we have to understand needs of the customer. Service may have long period, that makes them very complex. When services are delivered or co-created with the customer over a long period. So 1 week's resort vacation is very long period. So how to innovate such a services is challenging. 6 months consulting engagement is also very challenging for the innovation. Multi-year business process outsourcing contract is also very challenging to innovate. 10 weeks on a weight loss program, it is also challenging for to innovate. Their complexity increases and because of a longer period, and they become even more difficult to define and describe. Then again, some more problems we have, like we describe services in the words, and words are inadequate to describe the services. So we don't have anything, rather we don't have anything to describe the services, we don't have anything to see the services. So services are only described using words. And what is the problem with the words? Words are inadequate. Sometimes we oversimplify the services, like if you want to use if you want to communicate portfolio management system, if you want to communicate to your customer portfolio management system, most of the time we say that buying and selling of stock. So buying and selling of stock is very simple way of communicating, but actual process is very complex. There are a lot of things which are there in the portfolio management. We relate how buying and selling stocks is related to portfolio management, that we can give one example, like uh, if you say buying and selling stock is portfolio management, it's like a saying, it's like saying something that is flying in the something that is flying in the sky. So something which is flying in the sky can be a bird, can be a helicopter, can be an angel, but we mean it as a space shuttle. So one person, he wants to describe space shuttle. So how he is describing something, something that is flying in the sky. So bird can also fly, helicopter can also fly, and angel can also fly. So you cannot say buying and selling stock is similar to portfolio. It is similar saying something that is flying in the sky is a space shuttle. Incompleteness, so words are incomplete to describe services. So many a times we use such a words which not completely describe services, and that's why it is very challenging to innovate the services. Like stock brokerage services. So brokering firms, how they are going to communicate to the customer what kind of services they are providing. They may be they may be taking orders for the buying and selling of the stocks, but how they are going to communicate monthly statement, how they are going to communicate how their computers and softwares are working, and these two elements how they are related to their order taking process. So it is very difficult. Even I was using this DMAT services. and I was not understanding that how they are generating monthly statement, how their computers are working. So it was very difficult. It took a lot of time to understand that particular services. Even they did not communicate, and they could not communicate. Subjectivity. So words are very subjective. What I'm saying may not be the same. The For you it may be uh, uh, the word which I using may have different interpretation for me and the particular customer. So there is subjectivity, there is a vagueness biased by the personal experiences. So services are biased by the personal experience. So some particular people have different type of experience. Other type of people, may have different, totally different type of experience from that particular service. There is a natural or mistaken tendency to assume fast food restaurant. So I may think that those who are going to the fast food restaurant, they completely understand fast food restaurant services. So it's not like that. If whatever services you are using is you have not understood these services completely. So I'm using banking services, but I can't say that I understand 100% banking services. So there is subjectivity. A marketing person, operation person, and a finance person are likely to describe services differently. So marketing person can define banking services differently. Marketing person can define uh, so we discussed that marketing person, operation person, finance person will describe banking services differently. So it is due to subjectivity. It is due to personal experience. It is due to our assumption that we understand that particular services 100% completely, but it is not the situation. Suppose manager says to the particular customer, particular employee, that be responsive, be quick, be flexible in providing services to the customer. So what is the interpretation of the manager can be different, and what is the interpretation of the customer employee can be different. So because of subjectivity, services are again also difficult to innovate. Unless the term flexibility is further defined, the employee is likely to interpret the word differently than managers. So this is all regarding service innovation. We have studied this topic today. So I hope you have understood, because we have studied types of the service innovation. In the initial part, we studied types of the service innovation. Later, later on, we studied challenges of the service innovation and importance of the service innovation. So we will again summarize what we have studied. So we studied what is service innovation. We related the service innovation to the new product development. Like that, we have a new service development, and that's called a service innovation. There are two types of service innovation: major service innovation and minor service innovation. Major service innovations are very few. Minor service innovation, most of the time you will see. In major service innovation, we have seen broadcast television services and FedEx services, FedEx overnight services. They are totally new. Like that, services were not before. Like courier services were there, but one day delivery or small packaging was not available earlier. That was brought by the FedEx, and maybe one particular company, they might have started television broadcast service. That's that was innovative service, major innovative service. In the second type, we have studied startup businesses. Then third type was new services for the currently served market. Fourth type was service line extension. Fifth type was service improvements. Sixth type was style changes. Seventh type was innovative, innovating around customer roles. That in that we have seen Netflix example. Then we have seen innovation through service solutions. In that we have seen Kodak Gallery example, Xerox example. Then IBM, HP, and Dell, how they acquired the service companies to provide proper solution to their customers. Then we have studied important consideration for the service innovation. We uh, we We studied that customers and employees are very important part, and they can be utilized. They have major role to play in the service innovation. Then we also discuss design thinking. Then we also discuss what are the five principles on which design thinking is working, or if you are going for the design thinking, which five principles you need to consider. Then we also studied challenges of the service innovation. In that we studied services are difficult to see, feel, touch. They are intangible. They are difficult, not only difficult to describe, they are also difficult to communicate. So something which is not tangible, which is very difficult to describe, very difficult to communicate, how you will innovate and design that particular thing. Then again we say that services, some services they last for long period of time, so making it complex to understand and innovate and design. Then we also said that services are totally dependent on the words to describe, and words are inadequate to describe the services. Sometimes we oversimplify uh, the services, and sometimes we incompletely describe the services. Sometimes there is a subjectivity, we cannot able to understand uh, what that particular person wants to say. Sometimes that particular person have different types of experiences, and from the different types of experiences he is describing that particular service differently. So marketing person will describe my banking service differently, operation person will describe banking service differently, finance person will describe uh, a banking service differently. So there is a subjectivity in services. Again, the words which we are using in the describing services, like be responsive, be quick, be flexible in providing, be responsive, be quick, and be flexible in providing services. These words can be different for the supervisor, and this person can be different for the manager, and these words can be different for the employee. So again, there is a subjectivity, there is incompleteness, and there is a oversimplification of words. Because of that, it is very difficult and challenging to for the service innovation. And I hope you have understood this concept. Thank you so much for watching this video.